This is episode 22. Welcome, fellow anglers, to the Good Karma Sport Fishing Podcast. I am Captain Ryan Van Fleet, your host here in the Florida Keys. Each week, I bring you fishing tips, stories, gear reviews, and more to help you maximize your fishing trip, catch big fish, and overall have fun. Here we go. Years ago, I was lucky enough to find Captain Phil in the Carolinas that tied a custom crystal hair sea witch. It was late at night, and I was looking for some new dolphin lures for the upcoming season, other than Islanders. Now, I've seen a decline in these lures that you buy off the shelf. I'm not going to name any brands, but I think that those guys that use these brands know that they're spending more money on these lures nowadays than they ever have because the stuff just falls apart. Now, I found Captain Phil through some weird Google keyword search in the middle of the night. So I called him the next day. He picked up the phone. He was kind of a gruff on the phone, but in a cool way. He was a captain in the Carolinas, and he made some extra money tying sea witches in the off season when he wasn't chartering. And he was selling them to guys like me in the South that were fishing, that fish year round. Now, this was back before the insta-famous influencer tactics that are being used today to sell products. And when you found stuff like this, you kept it secret from others. That's just how it worked. Now, this may sound crazy, but this guy that I had never met just started helping me out on the phone with lure tips, and then he shared the crystal hair lure secret with me that changed my trolling game. Now, fish go nuts for crystal hair lures in the Keys. He sent me lures other than the ones that I ordered so I would try them out and learn. Now, over time, as we built this relationship, he sent me some special killer custom-tied sea witches, and he also instructed me on when to run these baits, depending on what type of water quality we had in the Keys, the moon phase. He gave me a ton of info. Now, I never asked for this info. He just explained that passing things on was good karma for him. I liked Phil. Now, I was a fairly new captain, and because most of the captains in the upper Keys are live bait guys and not into the trolling scene as much, I hadn't been exposed to this type of lure. Now, the guys that did know about it kept crystal hair a secret. So what's so secret about crystal hair? Now, in the blue water quality, especially in the Keys, on a bright, sunny day, crystal hair pops in a purple color. And it's almost an exact match to the flying fish color. And that's the truth. You got to see it to believe it. Now, match that crystal hair with blue hair, and you're going to have something really special. The crystal hair in the water is as close to a flying fish match as you're going to get when it comes to color. Especially when rigged over a ballyhoo. And the ballyhoo gives it that, a little bit of scent, a little bit more vibration in the tail, a little bit of silver flash. The scales reflect a little differently in the water, so it just adds a little bit more bling to it. Also, you can rig this. You can rig. A lot of guys rig the, including myself. I rig artificial bonito strips, such as the brand Bait Strips. You can find these at www.baitstrips.com or over Fresh Bonito Strips. All right, so Captain Phil got out of the witch tying business to focus on another lure that he was selling in bulk that was doing really well and was making him a lot of money. Now, he said he would keep tying witches for me and help me out with advice, but we kind of drifted apart that year. That's just how life works. People come into your life and then they leave, but Phil did wonders. So, anyways, I'm very grateful that he shared some tips and secrets that took me to another level without any guide drama. Now, since Captain Phil and I were never going to meet or compete for a charter business, I felt that is why Captain Phil helped me out with the intel. He liked seeing the big dolphin pictures I sent him with the witches that he tied, and he just kept helping me get better over the phone. He never used the pictures to sell any witches of his either, which, that's just the type of guy he was. So one thing I never did was to cross the line with him and ask things that I should not ask. Now, fishing is work, and a learning curve is there for a reason. Technology gives people the tools, but they can't teach the instinct to hunt. You can't teach the instinct, guys. Good guides do things they can't explain, like change out a lure to another color that brings in the fish to eat other baits. And why he does it, who the hell knows? I've done it several times, and I'm like, whoa, what the heck's going on? And then you pull that bait, and the fish stop, you put it back in, and the fish start biting again. Who knows? It might be a mental thing. But guys, now, don't get frustrated when it comes to fishing and the learning curve. I hear guys say time on the water only makes you better, but that's not 100% true. You can learn things at home as well. Study, read, practice your rigs, tie. Look for new spots with the Atlas track. Attend as many seminars as you can that provide value. Listen to as many fishing reports as you can over the years. Learn about the dolphin migration through the dolphin research program. Your best ideas, honestly, are going to come in the middle of the night when you're sleeping, when your brain's clear. Get up in the middle of the night and write it down, and that's 100% truth. So, anyways, Captain Phil was a great dude. He never knew me, but he helped me out. Now, after Captain Phil, my wife and I started Jimmy Jigs USA. The lures were killer. Crystal hair-tied sea witches with various color combos with super glow heads. I took the concept that Captain Phil taught me and combined it with other tactics and designed a killer sea witch lure. It was a killer set of different color combos. They were just awesome lures. Now, the lures were my original idea, and we had them produced in Mexico by a vertical jig manufacturer. Now, I caught numerous wahoo and mahi on these lures, along with the customers that bought the lures. Man, they were killer. Wow. Especially with the glow strips and the glow head. They caught a lot of fish on these lures. Now, what I did with these glow heads and glow strips, I combined them with crystal hair and other colors such as blue, pink, red, and black. So for more on our Jimmy Jigs Lure Company adventure, you got to refer back to episode 6, how to find the best fishing products on Instagram. Now, I started watching Wild Willy Sea Witches posts on Facebook, whom I found through a friend. It took me a solid year before I made a purchase from him, as I wanted to learn more about his business. Now, when I make a commitment to add a lure to my spread, I want to have confidence in the lure before I buy it. It's a mental thing. If the lure manufacturer hand ties it with love and treats a client with gold, I know that lure is going to kill it for my clients. Now, I stopped by my buddy's house to take a look at a few witches that he had from Wild Willy, and I was impressed. Now, William, a.k.a. Wild Willy, is a Carolina guy that has a passion for trolling. Like I said earlier on, Carolina guys really know how to tie witches the right way. Now, after I looked at the lures that Willie tied, I sent Willie a test custom tie order through his Facebook site where he takes his orders. I really like that he doesn't have a website. I mean, it's crazy, but I just like it. So his service is superb. He got them tied and sent out ASAP. So I was very impressed. Then I dropped them in the water, and I was all officially sold. The first fish I caught off of the ugly stepchild, which I'll show you in the show notes, was my client caught a 40-pound, his first bull dolphin, which was 45 pounds. And then the next fish, I caught my very first blue marlin off a Key Largo off this lure. All on a Saturday when there was a ton of boats around, and that's 100% truth. Now, his lures get beat up on numerous fish, and the paint and hair hold together very well. I have only seen this with one other brand, and that brand was mine. Now, Willie uses a special hair. I won't tell you what he uses, as that is a trade secret of his. I don't ask. This stuff is different, and along with the lure paint he uses and the quality of the lure eyes, I'll leave it at that. Now, take pride in what you put in the water, and the fish are going to reward you. Don't believe me? Try it out. These witches are special. Do I feel color matters? Yes, but that's an entirely different podcast. So here are my lure recommendations, and believe me, you won't find many captains sharing this intel. This is my way of giving back, like Captain Phil did for me. Spring and summer marlin, the green lantern, the ugly stepchild. I only use this witch when the time is right. I've caught slammer bowl dolphins with it and marlin. So, but I only use it when it's right, and that's a trade secret. You'll have to figure that out on your own. Now, and also I use the blue and crystal orange head super glow strips with Tencel Flask. I just ordered a few more. Enough said. Red and black, orange head, super glow strips, Tencel Flash. Check out the picture below. Check out these pictures. I didn't take the time to put these up here just for my mental health and because I'm bored. So all of my sea witches are rigged over ballyhoo that I either caught or I purchased from Badass Baits. You can literally pull Badass Bait ballyhoo all day before they start the washout. The brine they use is top notch, and they really take care of the ballyhoo. Now, my sage advice, quit buying crap sea witches or any other lures that fall apart after one fish. It's your choice to buy cheap shit. But I guarantee you the guy that has Willie's lures will outfish yours on tough days. That's the truth. Take pride in your lures that you use. Take care of them, and they're going to reward you over time. Just saying. Now, I hope you like my story and my thoughts on the sea witches. My show notes will have the info as well on how to contact Wild Willy and Badass Baits, two products that I stand behind. Again, these guys don't pay me to say this. And as always, let me know if you have any questions. You can email me at goodkarmaryan@gmail.com. Now, I'm going to be doing a question and answer podcast here in the new year, so definitely email me. You can also find me on Facebook at Good Karma Fishing Charters, Instagram at Good Karma Sport Fishing _FL_keys. And please also share this with a fellow angler and check out my website, Good Karma Sport Fishing. And sign up for my monthly newsletter. I aim to provide you with fishing tips and information so you can make the best out of your time fishing. Thanks for listening, and remember, anytime you're fishing, it's all good.